And we're here talking with Mr. Bob Zagami, a noted national RV commentator, writer, an expert in the field, and one of the people who's in charge of putting the seminars together for the upcoming Boston RV and Camping Expo. Bob, welcome.
Morning, John. How you doing?
Great, great. Bob, tell us a little bit about who we should expect to see putting on some presentations at the Boston show, which is coming up real soon.
Well, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, actually. 2 weeks from yesterday. Seminar program consists of myself, and you have one on social networking. I'll be doing one on first-time buyers and what they should be looking for as they talk to the various dealers at the show. We've got 19 dealers at the show. Bernie Wazowski is going to be doing some presentations on work camping. Many people do semi-retirement or full-time retirement, but continue to work through the campground associations and the dealers. So Bernie's going to do a 3-part series on everything that anybody would ever want to know about making money on the road and making money while you're traveling and in semi-retirement.
So that phrase again, Bob, was work camping.
Work campers. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a tremendous number of people out there throughout the country who make a living, a very nice living, traveling from campground to campground. So they may come to Maine in the summertime and work at a campground. They get usually free lodging. They get money for the hours that they work.
So basically, these people might be in the gift shop, or they might be checking people in, or maybe even doing maintenance work or something along with the specialty that they have?
Sure, anything. They could be electricians, they could be plumbers, they could be doing maintenance, they could be checking people in because they've had hospitality background at a hotel. Any of the functions that you might see somebody employing at a campground. In fact, many of the people that you see at campgrounds today are work campers. They're not full-time staff.
So it's a benefit to the camper, if you will, because they have revenue coming in, and it's also a benefit to the campground owner in that they've got people that they can depend on at least maybe for a season or a half season or a few weeks at a time or a few months at a time.
Usually a full season. A lot of them will go north in the summertime and get a chance to see various national parks and private campgrounds and do touring. They'll only work 2 or 3 days a week. They've got the other rest of the time for their vacation time. In the winter, they pack it up, pack up the motorhome or pack up the trailer and head south, and they may do the same thing in Florida or Texas or Arizona.
So you generate revenue and eliminate boredom simultaneously, and you get to stay out of each spouse's hair for a couple hours a day at least.
Absolutely, and they're great people, and the benefit to the campground owners is that they've got experienced RV people. So if somebody has a problem with their waste management system, they can talk about it. If they got blown fuses, they probably know how to fix them. If they need advice on travel in the area and places that they've seen, these folks have been out there. They've been there for the whole summer. Good restaurants in the neighborhood. It's a tremendous asset to a campground owner.
Right. Now, that particular seminar on work camping, is that going to be repeated throughout the show, or is that just one time only, or what's the status with that?
It's actually a 3-part series, and Bernie's going to be doing all 3 parts, all 4 days of the show. So you'll be able to take a break during the show, see part 1, go out and look at some more trailers and motorhomes, come back in and see part 2, and go back out on the floor, and each time you learn a little bit more about the various RVs, and you have some good questions for Bernie when he gets down to the final 3rd part in the section.
Okay. Now, I know I'm going to talk about social networking and how to use the Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, but this is more important that we hear about what you're talking about, because I hear that you've got a very interesting topic, especially for people who are either thinking of buying a motorhome for the first time. And would you agree with me that it can be a very confusing and maybe even sometimes intimidating process? Very daunting.
When you think that the products on the floor will range anywhere from $5,000 to perhaps as high as $500,000.
But say that again, Bob. Say that one more time.
$5,000 to $500,000.
Okay, so that's a pretty good sized range.
It is, and everything from a pop-up trailer to, I don't think we'll see bus conversions, but we'll certainly see large Class A motorhomes that could be in the 40 to 42 foot range. So for a first-time buyer, for somebody going to an RV show for the first time, it can be very intimidating because they're all beautiful. Number one, they're all very functional. So it's very important that the people understand how they're going to use the rig. Is it going to be for family? Is it going to be for a retired couple? Are you going to be doing a lot of entertaining? Are you going to be going to national parks? Are you going to be hooking up at Fort Wilderness, at Disney World? So there's a lot of different things that people have to take into consideration. And one of the questions that I always get when we do the seminars is, which one do you think is right for me? Well, guess what? I don't know until I know how you want to use it, how much money you want to spend, and where you want to go, it's very difficult for us to answer that question for somebody.
Bob, you've just begun to scratch the surface on the topic of your particular presentation, and we're just about out of time on this episode, but would you come back real soon and tell us specifically about some of the points that you're going to be getting into?
Sure, John.
Great.
Glad to.
Super. Thanks so much.